Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. Great to see you as always, as you guys know. And today, it's finally a big day. We're moving on to the new chapter of Galaxy of Heroes, where we are going to start talking about the full-on kits for Greef Karga and Cara Dune right behind us. No Mando kit today. That is coming out shortly, hopefully next week at the best. Let's keep our fingers crossed, but let's just get right into it. I took a little peek. I'm not going to lie. I took a little peek, and these bounty hunters are going to get a lot of action in the near future. I'm really excited for bounty hunter lovers out there because there's a lot of great characters already in this faction, and Greef Karga is going to take this to the next level. Mainly, I'm loving the fact that he is going to be getting a lot of cleansing for the bounty hunter team. Bounty hunters are an all right staple team in this game. They're not god tier by any stretch of the imagination. I would even put them in the second tier characters and teams in the game, but they're definitely solid third tier that can punch up to those third tier characters in the game. Let's start off with Greef Karga, and we're going to transfer our way over to Cara Dune right afterwards and talk about how the Rebellion's going to benefit from her love. And just another shout out, we're going to be streaming both of these characters when they go live. If you checked the video out the other day that we made, we saw that on StarWars.com. These guys are coming out on April 22nd, so stay tuned for some streams and videos. Hopefully we can see the Kyber Club and all you lovely people there. So Greef Karga, we already saw this the other day in our StarWars.com video. No need to go over that, but just want to reemphasize. A light side character, support leader, bounty hunter, scoundrel. Now, I'm happy that the bounty hunters are going to have a lot of love. A bit sad you won't be able to take full advantage of Greef Karga in dark side Genos' territories because he would help out quite a ton, I would think. So, moving on to the character. You guys, I gotta say, it feels good being excited for some characters coming to Galaxy Heroes. Now we just need content, new content on top of it to take advantage of all this lovely new stuff right here. So, dual shot, deal physical damage to target enemy twice and inflict daze for 2 turns. All allies with payouts active recover 5% health and protection. There is going to be a lot of health and protection recovery in this kit. We already kind of talked about it the other day, but almost too close to what Bosk is offering to the crew. And now, here we go. We have a 2 Zeta ability on this character, and I gotta say, I'm really happy. It's not on the unique abilities and not on the leadership abilities, but just on his special abilities. And that's great because a lot of the characters in the game can take full advantage of their leader ability or just in general. You need to Zeta their lead or Zeta the unique ability. Not happening here, but the Zeta is probably going to be important for these specials. Bring them in gold. Cooldown of 6 with the Zeta. We don't know what the Zeta adds. We can speculate. Dispel all buffs on target enemy, which can't be evaded. Then call all other bounty hunter allies to assist, and allies with payouts active deal 30% more damage. And if the enemy is defeated by this ability, bounty hunter allies gain offense up, defense penetration up, critical chance up, critical damage up, and health steal up for 3 turns. Now, just take a brief moment. I'm excited about this character. It's actually kind of cool. It's not over the top broken, but it's fun. We already know what Jango's lead does. A lot of offense happening for the crew. And then once you get the contracts and the payouts going on, you're getting all these lovely things that are happening with the Jango lead. So just looking at, for example, what Greef Karga could do, as we see 35% offense right here. Now, if you bring in Greef Karga into the picture, when we look at this, you're going to get 30% extra damage on top of that. So if you're looking to really bolster your attacker-heavy bounty hunters, Greef Karga, Jango Fett lead, whew, that sounds like a good combo right there. Moving on, let's sweeten the deal a little bit with the cooldown of 5. Zeta here as well. Dispel all debuffs on bounty hunter allies. Here we go. We finally have a mass cleanser solely dedicated to the bounty hunter faction. All bounty hunter allies are going to gain retribution for 2 turns and recover 25% health and protection. This is quite a powerful ability for this faction to enjoy. And then doubled if they have an active payout. So 50% health and protection. I mean, we've even talked about his lead or the lead of Bosk, for example. And all allies with payouts active gain tenacity up for 2 turns and 50% turn. So what do we have here? We have a mass cleanse, lots of health and protection regeneration, and 50% turn meter and tenacity up. This is basically the Captain Rex of the bounty hunter crew right here. So cool. I'm really excited to see the potential of what this is going to offer. For sure, this is going to bolster probably their grand arena defense. You know, bounty hunters are kind of they're not that big of a problem on defense. This guy is going to make the bounty hunters a little bit more of a tricky party to deal with. Leader ability, loyalty pays. He's definitely trying to steal some attention away from Bosk. A little bit. I'll show you the difference. Allied bounty hunters gain 30% max protection. Bosk, I believe, if I recall, 50% protection. Whenever an allied bounty hunter gains a buff, they recover 5% protection. When Greef Karga is in the leader slot and on the ally slot, he gets a contract to activate. Attack out of turn 20 times, so this attack mass assist here is going to help out. Boss has a mass assist, that's going to help out. And then plus we have Retribution in this kit, so that's going to help out a lot as well. So attacking out turns 20 times. The reward is all bounty hunter allies have their payouts activated and gain 20% critical chance in offense. I think it's not the most, we have better payouts in the game. We have better payouts, we have better rewards right here, but still the extra offense is definitely gonna be nice. 20% offense here, 30% more damage there. Take the Django lead, what was it, 35% more damage there. The damage definitely is going to scale up. It's not as dramatic as all the extra speed gains from Boss Gleed, for example, but still, it's okay. It's satisfactory. Boss of the guild, again, no Zeta on this, nor the leader ability. At the start of the encounter, Greef gains stealth for 2 turns. So one of the things is that I'm noticing lately is, to prevent things like Han Solo from one-shotting a character right away, or you need Magna Guard, the stealth, the Separatist crew, so Revan can't mark Grievous right away. This is going to ensure that your Greef Karga is not going to get turn 1 defeated, because he's important to keep the machine running for the guild. At the start of the encounter, Greef Karga gains stealth for 2 turns. Each time any bounty hunter earns their payout, any bounty hunter, foe or allied bounty hunters are going to have their cooldowns reduced by 1. Holy cow, that's fantastic. And Greef Karga also gains the following bonuses: 10% counter chance, critical avoidance, and max health. Stacking. All this is stacking. So this is going to be great for PvE type of things, marathon based events. Let's put this in perspective. You're on your team, you got your contract triggered, 5 bounty hunters just got their payout. Basically, you can quickly reduce this, for example, from a cooldown of 6 for Bring Them In Cold to a cooldown of 1. That's how powerful this is going to be for the bounty hunters. And again, no Zeta on this whatsoever. And then Greef Karga's payout is that whenever he receives rewards from the contract, he's going to gain the following: Greef dispels all debuffs on bounty hunter allies, and he recovers 100% health and protection. Greef gains stealth for 1 turn again, so you can't take him out at the start of each of his turns. Whenever Greef becomes inflicted with the debuff, his cooldowns are reduced by 1. This really sounds like a Captain Rex, because what does Captain Rex do? His unique ability reduces the cooldowns of fellow 501st allies. He cleanses, he gives turn meter to the team. The thing is, Captain Rex can't hide under stealth. He has to rely on General Skywalker to cover for him, and then 5s to back Rex up. This is kind of, in a way, trying to be a Captain Rex and a bounty hunter crew, and I absolutely love it. There's so much potential going on here. The question is he going to be a bounty hunter leader? It's definitely, I see some viability in it, but when I'm looking at this, the 2 leaders that kind of stick out to me the most still are going to be Jango Fett and Boss. Those are your 2 neck-to-neck best bounty hunters in the game. Jango, if you want a more offensive style team, but Boss, we already know his leadership ability has 50% max protection, extra tenacity, extra defense, and we already have health and protection recovery. If you add Greef Karga to the mix, you're going to get even more health and protection recovery. You're going to have the turn meter gains. This could be quite a deadly team. Quite a deadly team for Grand Arena. I mean, this is definitely going to at least bump up bounty hunters at least 1 notch with Greef Karga. We don't know how Greef Karga is going to work with Mandalorian. As we know, when we see the little preview, they recommend that you're going to use Mando for the leader. We don't know what Mando's going to offer. We know he probably is going to be a bounty hunter. He's probably going to have his own contract, payout, yada, yada, yada. Probably have the bounty hunter tag, hopefully a Mandalorian tag. We'll have to wait and see when that comes out. But the point being, I'm getting hyped for the bounty hunters, because not everyone's going to have a Mandalorian crew put together. But bounty hunters, there's a lot of free-to-play bounty hunters, a lot of bounty hunters people have for a while. Greef Karga, maybe even at low stars, can bump them up so you can make easy work out of some teams that might cause you some troubles normally. So fantastic kit for Greef Karga. Again, we're going to be live streaming his kit when it goes live sometime tomorrow. And then also Cara Dune. Now, I took a little glance at Cara Dune, and there's definitely a lot of strong anti-imperial stuff in here, which makes me think a couple things. One, we've been teasing about this for a while, Gary. Maybe some Imperial reworks to really take advantage of her kit. Or 2, maybe this new raid. We know that Capital Games is working on a new raid. Maybe all this anti-Empire stuff is going to make a bit more sense, because right now there's a lot of emphasis on anti-Empire, but there's really not a lot of Imperial teams out there. You don't see Imperial troopers on defense. You don't really see an Empire, a good like B+, A- Empire team nowadays. Doesn't really exist. So it's probably looking to the future. Maybe a raid that has a lot of Imperial enemies. Maybe some reworks for the Empire when Empire Strikes Back love comes around next month. Or maybe it's just simply, there's people that still haven't mastered Hoth territory battles. she looks to be fantastic for Hoth territory battles. That's something you and your guild are concerned about. Looks like she's going to help out. Again, light side, tank, rebel, scoundrel. 2 big tags she's connected to right there. So, Barroom Brawler. Basic attack, deal physical damage to target enemy. If there is a scoundrel ally in the leader slot, Cara Dune gains stealth until the end of the turn. And we kind of talked about this. We said when we read her initial like mini kit teaser the other day, it's like, oh, they could easily do like 2 conditionals. If there's some rebels, this happens. If there's some scoundrels, this happens. We see that right here. So if there's a scoundrel in the lead, she's going to stealth. And then if there's a rebel ally in the lead, Cara Dune loses stealth and gains taunt for 2 turns. So that's fantastic to see that they're kind of making her work with 2 different factions, and different things are going to happen depending on who's leading the party. Improvised strategy, very low cooldown of 2. Cara Dune gains potency up for 1 turn, then deals physical damage to all enemies and removes 50% of their turn meter, and Empire enemies are stunned for 1 turn. So a mass Imperial stun. I mean, it hurts my heart, Gary. I'm hoping Empire can get some good stuff in the future. But think this is kind of like an Emperor Palpatine mass stun ability. Palpatine usually has a higher chance of getting stuns on rebels because of the increased potency and stuff like that. This is basically kind of like a Palpatine mass stun. So Palpatine's mass stun isn't cool anymore. It's not that cool anymore. And 50% turn meter removal right there. Cooldown of 2. That's a lot. And seeing something like this, again, comes back to either this is designed for light side Hoth territory battles, or maybe this is building towards something in the future, a raid, new reworks, and whatnot. Unique ability, Infiltrator. While stealth, Cara Dune has 100% critical chance and 50% critical damage. So that's when she's with the scoundrels. And when Cara Dune loses taunt, she gains stealth for 1 turn at the start of her next turn. Kind of fits into her kit, you know, when she went into hiding. That's how we first came across her in The Mandalorian. So it kind of seems a little theatrical. Now we have only 1 Zeta on Cara Dune, on X-Rebel Shock Trooper. And here is going to be a lot more Empire stuff right here. Cara Dune gains critical hit immunity for 2 turns and 100% turn meter whenever an Empire enemy is defeated. That is like General Veers times 3 right there. That's a lot of turn meter to beginning when Empire enemies are being defeated. So it's not any enemy, just Empire enemies. Again, I don't see where we're going to trigger that much unless you're playing Hoth territory battles still, and half that amount for non-Empire enemies. Still, 50% turn meter for non-Empire enemies is still a solid number to have. So General Veers' Zeta and Snowtrooper aren't as cool anymore. Now Cara Dune stealing a little bit from them. If Cara Dune has potency up when she's defeated, she is revived with 50% of her max health and gains potency up for 1 turn. So as we know, potency up, as we saw with the little teaser, she will self-revive if she has potency up. And we have a potency up on this ability right here. And then she also gets potency up when she comes back. So it looks cool. I'm not as blown away as Greef Karga. Greef Karga looks to be a lot of fun. Cara Dune might be a big damage dealer. We don't quite know the whole picture. We're going to, again, test them out, see how they work. But most of this kit seems to revolve around anti-Empire, which makes me wonder if they're working towards something in the future. But all those turn meter gains, whether it's defeating an Empire unit or non-Empire unit, still pretty solid. Turn meter gain is probably the #1 thing to possibly have in a turn-based game like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. So ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up for today. Really excited to try out these characters. Again, tomorrow these characters are coming out April 22nd, as we were told by StarWars.com. And I'm presuming these are going to be marquee characters. So if you want to check out these characters when they first come out, be sure to check us out. Like if you did enjoy the video. Comment down below on all your thoughts. And Gary, what else do we say? Be sure to subscribe so you're not missing a thing, because we have a lot of fun coming up for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And I'll see all you lovely people in the next video. Peace out, everybody. Gary, hit it. Woo!